Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic legends, and I'm your host, Howard Closewell. Today, we're going to explore the remarkable journey of Clyde Drexler, a man whose soaring dunks and clutch performances earned him the nickname Clyde the Glide. But before he became a household name, Drexler's life was shaped by the vibrant city of Houston, Texas, where he was born on June 22, 1962, amidst the sweltering summer heat and the rhythmic sounds of blues and jazz that filled the air. As we navigate the early years of Clyde Drexler's life, it's essential to consider the historical context in which he grew up. The 1960s and 1970s were a time of great social change in America, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum and the Vietnam War casting a long shadow over the nation. In Houston, the oil industry was booming, and the city was undergoing rapid growth and transformation, as towering skyscrapers and sprawling suburbs seemed to sprout up overnight. Clyde's parents, Leroy and Eunice Drexler, were both hard-working individuals who valued education and athletics, recognizing that these twin pillars could provide a foundation for their children's success in an increasingly complex world. His father, a post office worker, was an avid sports fan who encouraged his sons to participate in various sports from a young age, often taking them to the local park to play pickup games and watch the Houston Astros play at the iconic Astrodome. The Drexlers lived in a modest home in the Acres Homes neighborhood of Houston, where Clyde spent most of his childhood playing basketball, football, and baseball with his siblings and friends. The sounds of laughter and competition filling the air as they chased their dreams on the sun-baked streets. Growing up in an athletic family had a profound impact on Clyde's early development as an athlete. His older brother, Charles, was a talented basketball player who would often take Clyde to the local park to practice their jump shots and play pickup games, teaching him the finer points of the game and pushing him to be his best self. These informal sessions not only honed Clyde's skills, but also instilled in him a fierce competitive spirit that would serve him well throughout his career as he learned to channel his emotions and focus on the task at hand. As a young boy, Clyde attended Ross Elementary School, where he was an average student but showed a keen interest in sports and physical education. His teachers and coaches recognized his natural ability and encouraged him to pursue athletics as a way to develop his talents and build his confidence, much like the legendary coach John Wooden once said. "Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do." It was during these formative years that Clyde began to dream of becoming a professional athlete, inspired by the likes of Julius Erving and David Thompson, who were dominating the NBA with their high-flying exploits, their gravity-defying dunks, and effortless floaters, a source of endless fascination for the young Clyde. The summer of 1976 proved to be a pivotal moment in Clyde's young life. He was 14 years old, and the United States was celebrating its bicentennial anniversary as Americans from all walks of life came together to reflect on their nation's history and values. As the country looked back on its past, Clyde was discovering his own passion for basketball, spending countless hours practicing his dribbling, shooting, and jumping, often until the streetlights came on and his parents called him in for dinner. The smell of fresh-cut grass and the sound of children's laughter filled the air as Clyde worked tirelessly to hone his craft, driven by a fierce determination to succeed. That same summer, Clyde's family moved to a new home in the northwest part of Houston, where he would attend Eisenhower High School. It was a significant transition for Clyde, as he would be leaving behind his old friends and familiar surroundings to start anew, much like a young bird leaving the nest for the first time. However, this change also brought opportunities, as Eisenhower High School had a strong basketball program that would provide Clyde with the perfect platform to showcase his talents and take his game to the next level, under the watchful eye of Coach Gary Smith, who would become a mentor and a guiding influence in Clyde's life. The values of hard work, determination, and athletic excellence that were instilled in him during this period would stay with him throughout his career, influencing the person he became and the remarkable achievements that would soon follow. As Clyde Drexler stepped into the hallowed halls of Eisenhower High School in the fall of 1976, A seismic shift was about to occur in the world of Texas high school basketball. The unassuming freshman, with his unruly afro and effortless smile, was poised to leave an indelible mark on the sport, one that would reverberate for decades to come. Under the watchful eye of Coach Gary Smith, a man whose dedication to the craft was only rivaled by his passion for developing young talent, Clyde's innate abilities began to flourish like a wildflower in spring. The 1976-1977 season was a baptism by fire for the young Drexler, as he navigated the treacherous waters of varsity basketball with a fearlessness that belied his tender years. His lightning-quick moves, honed on the playgrounds and parks of Houston's rough-and-tumble third ward, left opponents grasping at air like hapless matadors. The Eagles, fueled by Clyde's emerging star power, soared to a respectable 23-9 record, earning themselves a spot in the upper echelons of Texas high school basketball. As Clyde's name began to circulate among coaches and scouts, a sense of anticipation hung in the air, like the promise of a summer storm on a sweltering Houston evening. The following season, Clyde's sophomore year, proved to be a masterclass in athletic evolution. He averaged an astonishing 22 points and 10 rebounds per game, numbers that would make even the most seasoned veterans take notice. College scouts, those ubiquitous emissaries of the basketball world, began to descend upon Houston like a flock of starlings, their eyes fixed intently on the young phenom from Eisenhower. As Clyde's reputation grew, so did his sense of purpose, his competitive fires burning brighter with each passing game. He was no longer just a talented youngster. He was a force of nature, unstoppable and unyielding. Clyde's junior year was a defining moment in his high school career, a season that would test his mettle like never before. The Eagles, with Clyde at the helm, stormed through the regular season, compiling an impressive 28-4 record that left opponents in their wake. His individual accolades continued to pile up like autumn leaves, including a second consecutive all-district selection and a nod as one of the top players in the Houston area. As he navigated the complexities of high school basketball, Clyde began to assert himself as a leader on the team, his voice growing louder, his presence more commanding. The summer of 1979 proved to be a pivotal moment in Clyde's development as a player, a time of transformation and growth that would forever alter the trajectory of his career. His invitation to the prestigious five-star basketball camp, a veritable proving ground for the nation's top high school talent, was a clarion call to greatness, a challenge to push himself to unprecedented heights. Under the guidance of coaching legends like Hubie Brown and Tom Thacker, Clyde was exposed to new techniques, new training methods, and levels of competition that forced him to confront his own limitations. It was a trial by fire, one that would either forge him into a champion or reduce him to ashes. As he prepared to enter his senior year at Eisenhower High School, Clyde Drexler stood at the threshold of greatness, his future stretching out before him like an endless highway. The 1979-1980 season would prove to be a coronation of sorts, a culmination of all that he had worked for, all that he had sacrificed. His individual statistics were nothing short of breathtaking: 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, numbers that would make even the most jaded basketball enthusiast take notice. As Clyde's senior year drew to a close, he found himself at the center of a media frenzy, with college coaches and scouts clamoring for his attention like suitors vying for the hand of a beauty queen. The University of Houston, led by the legendary coach Guy Lewis, was among the top suitors, offering Clyde a full scholarship to join their program. It was an offer that would change the course of his life forever, one that would set him on a path that wound its way through the rarefied air of college basketball and into the stratosphere of professional sports. As he stood at the threshold of this new chapter in his life, Clyde Drexler was poised to take the basketball world by storm, armed with a fierce determination, an unyielding work ethic, and a passion for the game that would stay with him forever. Like a maestro conducting a symphony, Clyde's life has been a masterful blend of athleticism, perseverance, and dedication, leaving an indelible mark on the world of sports. As he embarked on his collegiate journey at the University of Houston, Clyde was poised to take the basketball world by storm. Under the guidance of the venerable coach Guy Lewis, Clyde's skills continued to flourish, and he led the Cougars to 2 NCAA Final Four appearances during his time there. The atmosphere in the Hoff-Heinz Pavilion was electric, with Clyde's dominating performances sending shockwaves throughout the college basketball landscape. His impressive resume earned him numerous accolades, including the Naismith Trophy, the Wooden Award, and the Consensus National Player of the Year Award in 1983. The Portland Trail Blazers' selection of Clyde with the 14th overall pick in the 1983 NBA Draft marked the beginning of an extraordinary chapter in his career. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Clyde quickly established himself as a dominant force in the league, leaving a trail of bewildered defenders and awestruck fans in his wake. Over the course of his 12-year career, Clyde earned 10 NBA All-Star selections, was named to 5 All-NBA First Teams, and won an Olympic gold medal with the 1992 Dream Team, cementing his status as one of the greatest shooting guards in NBA history. As he once said, "The most important thing is to try to do your best every day, and if you do that, everything else will take care of itself." This philosophy, rooted in the principles of stoicism and self-discipline, has inspired countless young athletes to strive for greatness, both on and off the court. It is a mantra that echoes through the corridors of time, reminding us that true greatness is not solely defined by achievements, but by the positive impact one has on others. As we navigate the complexities of Clyde's post-playing career, we find a man who has seamlessly transitioned from the hardwood to the sidelines and eventually to the broadcast booth. His tenure as the head coach of the University of Houston men's basketball team from 1998 to 2000 was marked by a sense of purpose and dedication as he sought to impart his knowledge and expertise to a new generation of players. Later, as an analyst for ESPN, Clyde brought his unique perspective and insight to the world of sports broadcasting, regaling audiences with tales of his playing days and offering sage advice to aspiring athletes. In 2014, Clyde's journey came full circle when he was hired as an assistant coach for the Houston Rockets, a team that had once been his arch-nemesis during his playing days. It was a poignant reminder that, in the world of sports, allegiances are often fleeting, and that true greatness is not bound by the constraints of geography or loyalty. As Clyde navigated the nuances of coaching, he remained committed to his craft, often sharing words of wisdom with aspiring players through social media and interviews. In 2019, Clyde suffered a minor stroke, a sobering reminder that even the greatest among us are not immune to the vicissitudes of fate. But in true Clyde Drexler fashion, he emerged from this ordeal with a renewed sense of purpose, using his platform to raise awareness about the importance of health and wellness. His legacy extends far beyond the confines of the basketball court, serving as a powerful reminder that with hard work, perseverance, and a commitment to excellence, anything is possible. As I often say, the greatest legacy one can leave behind is not a trophy or a championship ring, but the knowledge that they have inspired others to strive for greatness. Clyde Drexler's story serves as a powerful reminder of this truth, and it is our hope that his legacy will continue to inspire future generations of athletes and non-athletes alike. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Howard Closewell reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.